Good morning. We have an accident on 494 westbound at Delaware on the right shoulder, and 494 is slow westbound from Portland to 35W. Across town with delays westbound from 35W to Penn. There's an accident Highway 61 northbound at County Road J in the ditch. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Luther Brookdale Mitsubishi.
Luther Brookdale Mitsubishi. 0% APR for 60 months on select vehicles. Get a new Mirage under $18,000. Great warranty. Gas and car wash discounts. Complimentary service package. Exclusively at Luther Brookdale Mitsubishi. See dealer for details. Brookdale-Mitsubishi.com.
Hear the Dave Ryan Show on the radio, on the iHeartRadio app, and watch on YouTube. Dave Ryan TV from KDWB.
I'm going to tell you a quick story, and you're going to go ahead and judge me because I wrote a book that's called Take a Shower, Show Up on Time, and Don't Steal Anything.
Yeah, you did.
Which means basically, before you go to work or a job interview, you can take a shower, show up on time so they don't go, God, we interviewed Bailey for this job. She was 14 minutes late. So show up on time. And when you get to work, get the job, don't steal anything. I stole something.
What'd you steal?
A brick.
From where?
You know this story.
Huh?
So I live across the street from where Prince used to live in Chanhassen, not Paisley Park, but across Galpin. Prince's estate is now filled in. It's called the Park.
Okay.
It's a housing development. It's very nice. It's called the Park. But Prince used to own all of this, vast hundreds of acres, and his house was on top of a hill behind some trees. When he died and his relatives sold off the property, they took down the security gate, and it was open to drive up there and look at home sites. But as they were opening it, it wasn't quite open to the public yet. Your boy Dave Ryan took my motorcycle up there, rode up there to see there's the Prince symbol is painted on the driveway, like in bricks or whatever. And there's a pile of rubble where his house had been.
Sure. A pile of rubble.
It was a pile of rubble. They'd hauled all of the wood and, whatever's drywall away and whatever. But there was a pile of bricks that I'm going to guess used to be the chimney. Your boy Dave Ryan stole a brick from the pile of brick rubble.
Of course you did.
How dare you?
Not of the brick rubble.
I took it home. I showed Carson. I showed Carson and his friend. Look at this. And they're like, whoa, that's cool. Because it used to be think about this. Prince probably used to sit there and watch Monday Night Football right by this brick.
Probably.
Prince used to have parties with Sheila E. Probably right by this brick. This brick could talk.
Yeah.
So I talked about it on the radio. Somebody texted me, DM'd me the other day, and he's like, hey, I'm going to buy that brick for my sister because she is a Prince nut. I said, well, how much? Because you always let the other person say the first number.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
Always he's like, how about $100? I'm like, sold.
Sweet.
Oh my gosh. Where is it? Do you even know what it is?
I'm not going to tell you now because you would steal it. So
I'm not driving all the way to Chanhassen.
I'm going to meet this guy and sell him the Prince stolen brick for $100.
All right. Well, hey, you're $100 richer. That's exciting.
But one Prince brick list.
Yeah, that's true. One Prince brick list.
Yes.
So I don't know what they do with the rest of the bricks, but that's what happened to one of them. So
honestly, it's a forgivable offense. Who cares? What were they going to do with those bricks anyway?
I don't know. I don't know. Not really sure. But anyway, $100.
Put them in a museum.
Look at you.
Not
You're
bad.
rich.
I'm rich. We got, is it Natalie?
We actually got to do the keyword first.
Oh, the keyword. Thank you, Vaughn. Yes, we do. Here we go. For Sabrina Carpenter taking off to Nashville. We're going to send you down to Nashville to see Sabrina on the road on her tour. You're going to see her with the airfare, the hotel, the tickets. Keyword is taste. So open up the iHeartRadio app and just speak into the talkback feature. The keyword is taste, and you are good to go. Happens every 30 minutes on KDWB. Natalie, we've been talking about you because you got a story and you want to give us some advice of something to never do. Not just on a road trip, but basically anytime you get into a car. Hi, Natalie.
Hi.
What is your story?
Yeah, so I definitely wanted to call in with this because I just need to warn everybody I can. First of all, I listen to the show all the time, and I really enjoy you guys giving me a chance to warn everybody about this. But I used to put my feet up on the dashboard when I was in the passenger seat. Do not do that. Okay. Don't do it.
But it's so comfy.
Yes, it is. Until, whoever's driving does what my husband did. He wasn't paying enough attention. and he rear-ended a pickup truck while my feet were in the dash.
And the airbags popped.
Did you knee yourself in the face?
I think you did worse than email yourself or knee yourself in the face. What happened to your legs and your body?
Yeah, it was so bad. My legs went straight up in the air with such force that it popped my hip joints out of the socket. Like the ball of my hip came out of the socket, and it broke my left femur on top of that. So not only had I dislocated both of my hip joints, but my femur snapped.
Oh, gosh.
I can't explain how painful that experience was and the surgery that I had to subsequently have because of it. I had to have several surgeries to recover from this, and I'm still not completely normal.
I would imagine, yeah. I
know it's comfortable.
Well, here's the thing. What we said, because we've talked before, do you have an x-ray picture? And she's like, oh, yeah, we got an x-ray picture. I looked at this. Yeah. It is horrifying. Just imagine a pelvis with the hip bones pulled out. And one is the left. It is a clean break in one of the biggest bones of your body. Can we put this up on Instagram, Vaughn?
You're literally doing it right now.
I can just imagine, even like sitting next to her, if I was her husband, and I'd be like traumatized just by looking at it. Like, because we've seen the x-ray. I don't want to see a picture of it in real life.
Yeah.
That sounds hideously terrifying. And I used to do this all the time because we go on this big long road trip to Ohio every year, and I sit in the passenger seat for a lot of it. And I used to put my feet up on the dash. And I stopped doing that after I heard of like stories like this. I was like,
just think about what would happen if the airbag would pop. They're very forceful. Your legs are not going to stay there. The airbag is going to be like, it might as well be a beam of steel that's going to push your legs straight up in the air.
Yeah.
And that's when it pulled. Oh my God. Were you unconscious when this happened?
No. Unfortunately, I never lost consciousness because I feel like it would have been a less traumatic experience had I have, because it was so painful and I was conscious for the whole
Talk
thing
to Jenny, because Jenny is guilty of this. Jenny's like, I do it all the time.
And I like to be comfy, so I put my feet up.
Yeah, don't do it. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. As comfortable as you are, when you get in that accident, all that comfort you ever experienced, you would give up.
I'm so guilty.
You would give it up in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I'm so guilty of this that even as the person who's driving, I put like my left leg up to the side
Fallon
a little
does
bit.
that too. I'm like, are you nuts? Do you really? So you take your
Not
left
on
leg
the
and
dash,
no,
but
but
I
you
put it kind of on the door side. I elevated a little bit there, and I don't know. It's just really comfy. You get uncomfortable driving for hours on end, and I drive back to Wisconsin to see my family, and that drives long. So I just, I got different positions I like to get in. Too.
Especially if you're in like a cruise control situation.
Yes, exactly.
But I never put my feet up on the dash when I'm in the passenger seat anymore. And I mean, when I'm driving, I rarely do anyway. If anything, I just like fold one underneath me. But other than that, I don't want to risk it.
Mm-hmm.
If you just turn the radio on, we're talking about somebody who, Natalie, who is warning us this summer on your road trips, don't rest your passengers' feet up on the dashboard because they rear-ended somebody and the airbag popped and drove her legs straight up, pulled her legs out of the pelvic sockets and broke her femur. Is the picture up on Instagram now, Vaughn?
It's loading as I'm taking a minute. It load. Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad you're doing better. Thanks for the warning. We usually try to keep it lighthearted and fun on the show, but that is number one, a great warning. Number two, an interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to stop you, Jenny?
Maybe.
No,
I'm literally about to leave.
Please stop, Jenny. Please stop.
Okay.
I'm begging you.
I'll think about it. I'm about to go road trip around Iceland starting tomorrow. So I will definitely think of you as my feet are on the dashboard.
Oh, Jenny. Thank you, Natalie. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Get some text messages that said, this is common sense for all people who work in medicine. This is one of the first things we ever learned about in our ortho unit during PA school. It's super dangerous, and sometimes people have to get their legs amputated.
Don't look at me like that.
All right,
God, you're
Stumpy.
like staring at me like I'm
Stumpy.
being taught a lesson right now.
You're my friend, and here's a text says, I see girls doing it all the time. It's so dumb. Common sense isn't so common. I don't see how it's comfortable at all. So,
It's not that I don't understand that. Obviously, it could very aggressively damage my body if we got in an accident, but
it's kind of like this.
it's also comfy.
It's like smoking crack.
Yeah.
It's like smoking crack. It sure feels good. Oh, man, that crack goes down so smooth. You feel so good and relaxed.
Yeah.
But then the things that it does to your body, probably not worth it.
It's been a minute since
not
you've
at
done
all.
one of your questionable analogies.
Thank you.
This was one of them.
Yeah.
Go
But
look
I
at
get
the-
it, and it worked.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back on KDWB. There is a business in Minnesota, legendary business that's closing for good. And we'll tell you about it next.
Hey, it's Fallon. I feel like I'm on my phone all the time because it's how I stay connected to people who listen to the show. But also I joke with my husband, there's, an app for everything. We have an app where we have constant communication with my daughter's teachers or my doctor. Pretty much everything is just online. AT&T has invested billions of dollars in communications infrastructure across the country to keep connecting more Americans to more opportunities. And that includes working with local governments and organizations to bring powerful AT&T fiber to more parts of the country. AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure and helps communities stay connected. And realistically, it's the kind of technology that's invisible. We don't even realize it's happening. We just know, our Wi-Fi works here or our phone works, and they make it possible. AT&T is also strengthening communications for first responders with FirstNet, built with AT&T. The only purpose, built public safety network. Knowing that they're doing these things kind of behind the scenes to make our community safer and smarter and stronger, it changes lives.
Connecting changes everything. AT&T.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is coming back to Las Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
September 19th and 20th.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there.
For a weekend full of superstar performances.
Featuring
Tate McRae. Ed Sheeran. Lil Wayne. Jelly Roll. I'm not okay. Maroon 5. Mariah Carey. Glorilla. And more. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage. Never seen before collaborations. And once in a lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe.
Music brings us together.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Go to AXS.com to get your tickets today. And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
From the Custom One MN.com Weather Center.
Pack your umbrella if you're going to have to head outside today because we'll see scattered showers once again today, a high of 64. And then tomorrow it's finally going to clear up a bit, cloudy, a high of 73.
This report is sponsored by CONCACAF Gold Cup. Team USA is in the quarterfinals of the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup. United States versus Costa Rica. Get ready to witness the biggest nations from across the region battle it out in a high-stakes quarterfinal doubleheader June 29th at USA Bank Stadium. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
These are real reviews from people who recently said yes to a guaranteed cash offer from Chris Lindahl Real Estate. Doug said yes.
We used the Chris Lindahl guaranteed cash offer to sell my mother's home.
Lisa said yes.
We used Chris Lindahl's guaranteed cash offer, and the process was easy and simple.
Sarah said yes.
We were happy with the cash offer price.
Max said yes.
I worked with the Chris Lindahl guaranteed offer team, and they were fantastic.
Get your guaranteed cash offer today and say yes to the next chapter of your life. Go to chrislindahl.com.
Terms and conditions apply.
My name's Dave Ryan. I love summer. So excited about it, all the things we get to do. Here's some super good news. Have you heard what Sam's Club is doing? With locked-in summer value until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items like paper plates and trash bags and sunscreen and ice cream, and I could go on and on and on. So it's kind of a no-brainer to join Sam's Club like I did, because locked-in summer value can help you save on all the things that you need to have a great summer. Join today, samsclub.com/join.
KDWB-FM, Richfield, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and iHeart Radio Station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all.
There's so many things about this story that I just love. I think even she admits there's some part of the story that's absolutely ridiculous. What happened with your husband that made you say, oh my God, we can do War of the Roses? What happened?
I hope she makes you smile.
I found a pill.
The way you made me smile on the other end of a phone in the middle of a highway driving alone.
I just noticed that sometimes he comes home and he smells like a different soap. And there was some sort of smeared substance on her shirt. I keep
finding pairs of underpants in our mailbox.
Knowing that he was there and then she disappears, knowing that giving her the side eye, giving her the look the entire night.
I can't help it that you're insecure about my past relationship. I have said I'm sorry. I've already apologized for that.
Yeah, babe, I hope he shows up in a 2 a.m. pic from a friend, hanging on to a girl to just rub it in. I hope you stay up all night, all alone, waiting by the phone, and then he calls.
So we met this girl, and she introduced herself as, she was like, "Hi, I'm Kendra from Days of Our Lives."
Well, after the fact, he's like, by the way, I was at Kendra's house putting in a backsplash.
Looked at our Target app, and I've never done this, but it shows all sort of the purchase history around Valentine's Day. We also got this Reese's heart-shaped chocolate box and condoms.
I hope you both feel the sparks by the end of the drive. I hope you know he's the one by the end of the night. I hope you never ever felt more free. Tell your friends that you're so happy.
So I hid under the stairs just in case, someone was going to come over, but no one ever came over. So I was stuck under the stairs for 3 hours.
Like you did on me. I hope you cheat like you did on me.
And Kelly was hoping that you would send those roses to her.
Oh, well, if I would have known she was listening, I would have.
Well, of course you would have.
You're this upset about it. Why can't you just talk to me about it?
I'm going to get a restraining order or something now. Like,
come
this is
on.
one step too far. Like,
honestly, just get off my...
Every guy says, I told that crazy girl to leave me alone.
Yeah. He cheated on his wife, so can you really believe whatever the he's saying?
Turns out that I'm basically the last person to know that my sister-in-law and my husband have been having an affair. Everybody else knows.
Sorry, I can't hear you guys.
I mean, how long do you think this is going to last, though? Because, he can pretend right now that the phone is not coming true, that the call's not coming through. Because he was so flat busted, he just hung up.
Like you did on me.
Injury Law Traffic Center.
We have construction delays on 94 westbound from Cretin to Franklin, and an accident 94 eastbound at Highway 101 on the right shoulder. On 494, there's an accident westbound at Delaware on the right, and delays westbound Portland to 35W. On 169, there's an accident northbound at 16th. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Shop sweet savings at Whole Foods Market. Get organic red cherries for $4.99 per pound with Prime through July 1st. Bring a bag to your summer picnic to share with your friends. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Camp Shame is a new 8-part podcast about one of America's oldest fat camps for kids. From its rise and fall,
nothing about that camp was right. It was really actually like a horror movie.
This experience still hurts to this day. It still haunts me to this day.
To the culture that fueled its decades-long success. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Camp Shame, and listen now.
You can do more than listen on KDWB. You can watch The Dave Ryan Show. Just go to YouTube and search Dave Ryan TV.
We are back 1 hour commercial free, and you're never more than 30 minutes away from a dad joke. That was a dad joke right there. All right, I'm going to let you know. We've convinced a lot of people, except Jenny, not to ride around with your feet up on the dashboard on the passenger side.
I like to be a comfy queen. I like to be a comfy passenger queen.
Yeah,
I don't even see how that's comfy.
It is. It's like put your feet up. I've done it before, too. But then I think I thought about this on my own. God, if we hit the back of a truck or a tree, the airbag's going to pop. It's going to snap my legs off. And so a lot of firefighters, EMTs, and medical people said, yeah, you can lose your legs that way. So a woman named Natalie, she was on the phone, and she said, look at my x-rays of when I did this a couple of years ago. My husband rear-ended a pickup truck. Airbag goes off. Legs go straight up. Pulls the socket of her leg out of her hip joint. Yeah, pulls it out. You can't just pop that one back in there, Bailey. Broke her femur. So anyway, you want to see the picture of the x-ray? It is on the story on Dave Ryan Show.
On Instagram.
On Instagram. Go enjoy that. All right, it's KDWB. We have a sad announcement that we need to make. After many years of making people happy, smile, making them sweat, making their eyes bulge out, making tons of bachelorette parties laugh and giggle, Sex World is closing down. Sex World is DUN done on June 29th. I don't know where you're going to get your dolphin, your magical elephant,
rabbit,
the shaken daisy, the rabbit, the Guadalajara elephant.
What the?
Oh, you don't have a Guadalajara?
Is this a menagerie?
Oh, that's a good one. $79.99.
Oh, wow. What a
Ask
deal.
for the Guadalajara elephant.
Okay.
The ears, Bailey, the ears. It's closing down. I haven't been in Sex World probably in 25 or more years, and it was just like a mainstream, like a staple of an adult shop. And it was downtown in an old brick warehouse building. And there was more to it. There was like the little, I don't know, shows. And I never realized there were shows there, or I would have come in with a roll of quarters.
Yeah. You mean you went in for the articles, you mean?
I went in for the art. No, I went in for the adult novelties.
Oh.
And but didn't tons of bachelorette parties go down there?
Well, I mean, either that, like I did a bachelorette party last summer and we were in that vicinity. So some of the girls did hop over there in the middle of the day because we were doing like a pool party thing. But yes, that, or you would get things for a bachelorette party from there. Just like funny, penis decor and stuff like that. So it's definitely that. But yeah, Sex World is like, I've been to a few sex shops in my life, but Sex World was the best. It was so much fun. It had so much character. The people who worked there were great. It just, I don't know. It makes me sad that they're closing.
Didn't they take the giant writing mail thing and stick it over at the 90s?
Yeah, it's at the 90s.
So
that's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
So it's kind of like when they retire a carousel. What happens to the horses? Well, don't worry. They put it somewhere else. So it's over at the 90s.
Yeah, you can still hop on that, get your picture taken, ride it, whatever you want to do.
I've never been to Sex World. My only memory of it is when we would visit my grandparents, my dad's parents. We would be driving and we'd drive past Sex World, and me and my sister would just pretend that we weren't looking out that window at the moment because we didn't want my dad to know that we were reading the sign that said Sex World, because it would have been embarrassing.
No, I get it. I always thought it was a little bit bold, that it wasn't a discreet name.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, there was one in Columbus called the Lion's Den. And it's like, hey, you drive by, your 12-year-old's not going to know what the Lion's Den is. But the Sex World sign is like sex.
Yeah, there's no mistaking that.
Yeah.
There's Lions Dens in Wisconsin, too.
Are they called the Lion's Den?
Yes.
Okay.
There's one very close to my hometown, and there's just a stretch of highway of all sex shop signs. It's my favorite part of the highway.
No, I know what you, yeah. It's like it'll have some, woman in lingerie or something on the billboard. It's like, stop ahead at Chucky's Delights. And you're like,
Chucky's Delights.
So Sex World is no more.
Put your hand over your heart, everybody.
Yeah, just a moment of silence.
Pour one out.
Okay, that's enough. It is. It's KDWB. We're playing a little game called Sorry I'm Late. But I'm going to give you an excuse why I'm late. You tell me what movie I'm using as an excuse. I'm sorry I'm late, guys. But my brother's training to be a cage fighter. And then he hit me, and then the doorbell rang, and I had to help this kid get elected class president. Whew.
Jenny,
Yeah.
are you the Karate Kid?
No.
I don't know.
My brother's training to be a cage fighter, and he hit me, and then the doorbell rang, and I had to help this kid named Pedro get elected class president.
Oh, Bailey, it's Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah,
my
Bailey.
brother's being a cage fighter.
Napoleon, you're only jealous because I'm training to be a cage fighter.
Because I've been hitting on girls online all day.
So I'm sorry I'm late.
Why are you late?
Because I decided to do this really crazy project at my work where I'm going to start dating this guy and I'm going to do really, really weird things like buy him a plant and name the plant and like cry when he clearly hasn't taken care of it and just like be very, very obnoxious. And then I'm going to do things like take him to a ball game. But in the middle of like the heart of the game, I'm going to be like, hey, can you go get me a Diet Pepsi? Can you go get me a hot dog? And I'm going to do all of these things to see how long it takes for him to walk away from me.
Bailey, is this How to Lose a Guy in 10 days?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Jeez Louise.
Okay.
Oh, guys, sorry I'm late.
Why are you late?
But I saw the love of my life on the shore, but we were from two completely different walks of life. So I had to go to an underwater witch doctor to change my body so that I could meet him and so that we could
Jenny, the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
I was going to say Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh, guys, so sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
I was supposed to go on a class trip with my friends to Paris. It was our senior trip, but then I had some type of dream and I had to hop off the plane. A couple of people followed me and then...
Dave.
Yes, Dave?
Final Destination.
Yeah, baby.
Good one.
Let's tell you what the dream was. God, sorry I'm late, but I was, I broke my leg and all I could do all day was look out the window of my apartment with my broken leg. And I saw somebody get murdered in another building. And then the murderer saw me looking and they came after me and tried to kill me.
Oh, gosh.
I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
It's not Woman in the Window, is it? Dang
Close.
Is it Woman? Wait, somebody's in the window. Rear window.
Yes!
Good job.
Oh, my God.
Okay, no, I
Such
did
an
not.
older movie. I saw that in school.
Such a great movie.
Yes.
Really
Oh my
is.
gosh. Sorry I'm late. I'm actually really excited because I'm getting married and we're going to have such a good time, but I've been late because I invited all these guys to come along and it's my mom's past lovers. And to be
Bailey,
truthful, yeah.
it's Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good job, Bailey.
Oh, gosh, you guys, sorry I'm late.
What
but
happened?
I managed to get so far away from home, but I was still with my two best friends and we went on a huge journey across the country. And then I got hit in the face with some porcupine needles and it hurt so bad.
Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Wow.
Why can't I think of it?
You're good at this.
Hey, guys, so sorry I'm late. I'm a little orphan kid, and I got the opportunity of a lifetime to go live with this rich billionaire. And
Bailey.
Yes, Bailey?
Annie.
Yes, baby.
Okay,
That was
nice.
easy.
Sorry I'm late. That was fun. Okay, coming up about 5 minutes away, another keyword for Sabrina Carpenter, so hang out for that. Also, right after we do the keyword, it's War of the Roses. It starts off kind of crazy because she admits right in the beginning she'd already caught him cheating. But what she did to him when she found him cheating, she went over to the ex-girlfriend, the side action's house, and did something very brilliant, but also just awful. You'll hear about that, and we'll find out whether he's cheating coming up on War of the Roses. And it's all just a few minutes away
The
on
Dave
KDWB.
Ryan Show, 101.3 KDWB.
Steve from Blues Clues is launching a podcast for adults.
It's basically a societal requirement at this point that everyone has a podcast. So why don't we have one? You and I. It could basically be what we've always done.
Who was Selena Gomez's childhood crush?
Can I tell you my first one that I had a crush on? Ice Cube. I know, but I never could tell. I had the biggest crush on him.
Really?
I was like 5.
I love that.
It's so weird, but I just thought he would protect me.
In case you missed it was Ice Cube.
Okay, I was going to say,
Ice Cube.
I couldn't understand what she was saying.
Yeah,
but,
totally.
Oh, Ice Cube.
I have a t-shirt with Ice Cube's face on it.
That's great, Bailey.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Jenny, what do you got?
I was going to tell you a story about Kim Kardashian's son. His name is Saint. Apparently, he hacked into his mom's phone or, guessed her password or something, and then went onto Instagram to ask the company that makes Labubus, those like creepy little dolls with the teeth, for some free merchandise. He's like, yo, I'm 9 years old and I want some free Labubus. Give me something, Pop Mart.
How old is he?
9.
What
What
an
a little
entitled
creep.
little.
Well, that's what he
Brat.
figures. That's how his mom gets everything. All they got to do is endorse something. You know, they call up like, I don't know, Menards and be like, hey, we need a new fridge over here. We'll post a picture of your fridge and tag you.
God,
That's what he's used to.
There's probably not a humble bone in any of those kids' bodies.
No.
It's sad. Oh, okay. So I am a big fan of Laguna Beach, the Hills, that entire era of people. And Kristen Cavallari, she used to be married to, I think, Jay Cutler, the Bears quarterback. But she's been talking a lot about her love life lately. And she did confirm that she's hooked up with Craig Conover, who is from Southern Charm, one of the Bravo TV stars. And he's the guy who I interviewed recently at like a home and garden show.
I remember, yeah.
A very attractive man. And she confirmed that she had hooked up with him. And I'm like, girl, you get it, okay? You get out there and get it. Because ever since her divorce, she was dating some like 22-year-old cowboy from Montana for a while. That was like TikTok famous. Him and his bros were like doing cowboy things. And so they had their little TikTok fame. And now she's just coming out talking about all the guys she's hooked up with. I think she also said she made out with Morgan Wallen and he was really good. But yeah.
Said no one ever. Sabrina Carpenter, what? You kissed him?
Well, he might be a good kisser. But
I was going to say, he probably is a good kisser.
Yeah, you're right. Let me not discredit his lips. Sabrina Carpenter, not only is she partnering up with Dunkin' for another drink, because she had some type of espresso, but now she has the strawberry daydream refresher, which low-key sounds very good on a hot day. But she's also changing her album cover because everybody was like, oh, you're setting women and feminism back all these years, because it was her on all fours, getting her hair grabbed by a man. Now it's her in what she says is approved by God. And it's less provocative. And so she's trying to fight back, but also at the same time stand her ground, which I'm here for.
I feel like she's just making fun of the situation more so than like stand her ground. I think she's just like, you guys are idiots. Let me live my life.
Somebody said that that is how men treat women, which I don't like the blanket statement like that, because certainly not all men treat women that way. But it did definitely look like, okay, wait a second, you're a feminist. Why would you be on your hands and knees letting the guy pull your hair?
I think she
on
should
an
have.
album cover.
She should have been pulling some guy's hair. I think that would have been
good.
cool.
Yes, have a guy on a leash. Oh, now you're making me horny.
Oh gosh, David! It's time for a keyword.
Okay, let's do it right now. Here's your keyword, so you can go see Sabrina Carpenter in Nashville. You're gonna fly down there. Probably, I'm guessing it's probably like on a Friday night. You fly down, you check into the hotel, you probably do your thing all Friday night and get all liquored up on Main Street, Broadway. And then the next day, you go see some sights, maybe take a tour bus. You're on the top level. You're getting some sun. You're driving around seeing all the sights.
Ooh.
And then that night, you go back and take a shower. You go over to the arena to see Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
Well, to do all that, you can't just wish for it. You got to open up the iHeartRadio app and say into the talkback feature, the keyword is Nashville. Go ahead and do that and make yourself eligible to win the Sabrina Carpenter trip to Nashville. All right, it is time for War of the Roses on 101.3 KDWB, proudly sponsored by OVO LASIK and Lens. Let's get started.
Piece of advice. Your cell phone company would never offer you free flowers for a survey. It's War of the Roses on KDWB.
Bridget is on War of the Roses with, I don't want to say that she's got any crazy in her, but when she tells you this story, you might be like, oh yeah. It's either crazy or creative. You decide.
Okay.
Bridget, you're on War of the Roses. That means you think that there might be something going on with your boyfriend. Tell me the whole story. What's going on?
Yeah, so we had dated before, and he cheated on me. So I've kind of been, that's always been in the back of my mind, and I'm worried that I don't know. I just have this feeling now that he might be cheating on me again. So,
okay. Well, because you got a little bit of a history.
I don't want to go through it again.
Well, yeah, of course not. So you dated, you broke up, and now you're back together. And I guess that happens quite a bit. But what happened the first time that you were together? What went wrong?
Well, he cheated on me with his ex.
And how did you?
And
you found out about it.
I did. I found out about it, and actually, I think it was pretty clever the way that I showed him that I knew.
Okay.
So he was over at his ex's house, and I knew where she lived, so I got my girlfriend to drive her car, and I went with my car, and he was parked on the street by her house. So I parked right up to his bumper on the front, and she parked right up to his bumper on the back.
Okay.
Took an Uber back to my place.
God.
And waited for him to come out and see that, oh, he wasn't so sneaky. Yeah.
Okay.
I knew exactly what was happening.
So then what do? You wait for a phone call for him to say, Bridget, it's me. I know what you did. What happened?
Yeah, it's exactly. He called me. He was like, hey, like, I guess you know. And, you know, he tried to apologize and everything, but he cheated on me, like, blatantly. So we broke up. That, you know, I'm not going to take that crap.
How clever was it, though, to like, I mean, did this idea come to you in a dream? How did you get the idea to like put your cars and trap his car absolutely in so there's no way he can get out?
Well, because he really hates like public transportation and taking cabs. Like, he loves his car. So I thought the best way to, you know, really stick it to him would be to trap his car in.
Okay, sidebar with the people here in the studio.
Let's hear
Sidebar. Jenny, crazy or creative?
Creative.
Okay. Vaughn is here. Vaughn, crazy or creative?
I'm going creative.
Okay. And Bailey?
I'm gonna say it's a 3-fer. I'm gonna say creative.
There was no property damage. Nobody was hurt.
Right.
It was just a like, hey, this is my sign. You're caught. You
Now
dumbass.
you're right. There was no property damage because she could have pulled a Carrie Underwood and busted his car lights out with a Louisville Slugger.
Yeah.
And poked a hole in all 4 tires and carved her name into his leather seats.
My name into the side.
Yeah, and you didn't do that. So something to keep in mind if you ever find your boyfriend or husband cheating, block his car in where he's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or put a boot on it. That'd be a good idea.
Nice.
Do they sell boots on Amazon?
I don't know that answer.
Okay, all right.
Facebook Marketplace, maybe?
Okay.
Maybe the black market.
Okay, so when we first talked to you, you said there's really no evidence currently that he's cheating. It's just kind of an inkling or you've been burned before.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I did know exactly what was going on, and I don't have any hard evidence like that. I know that he's not with his ex, that's for sure, but I have kind of a feeling, and I worry that I should be, I don't know, like, it's shaky ground.
Okay.
And I don't want a foundation on shaky ground.
I hear you. All right, here's what we can do. We can call and set a trap and see whether he will send the roses to you or to somebody else. And that might give you a little peace of mind, okay?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
find out. Part 2 of War of the Roses starts right now on KDWB.
War of the Roses. We're about to make the phone call. So if you missed it, I love the stories on War of the Roses. Everything from the Sprite bottle to your mom left her thong in my bed.
I love the alien abduction one. That's one of my favorites.
That was a good one. The guy that said that she caught him when he would say he would go to Target and he would put his phone for Find My iPhone back behind board games in the toy aisle. Mm-hmm. So it looked like he was at Target. The stories that we get, didn't somebody get burned with chocolate sauce not too long ago?
Yeah, they said that they were just like testing some things out, but the partner did not believe that. They assumed that they were doing that with a different person, but I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, he really was just testing some things out and not cheating.
Oh God, they all blur. Okay, so this one, my favorite part of the crazy on this one is she catches her boyfriend cheating. And she knows that he's at his ex-girlfriend's house. So she calls her girlfriend. She says, hey, we're going to trap him, Randy. So they both drove the cars over to the girlfriend's house. He's parked on the street parallel. So they pull up bumper to bumper in front of and behind him so he can't get out. And so that's what we're dealing with. But now here on War of the Roses, she doesn't have any reason to think they're back together. She doesn't have any reason to think that he's cheating. She just she's been burned before, in her words. So we're about to make the phone call to see who he wants to send roses to. And you ready, Jenny?
I'm ready.
Hello.
Hi, can I talk to Randy, please?
Yeah, right here.
Hey, Randy, my name's Carissa. I work with... I'm wondering if you have a couple minutes to take a quick customer satisfaction survey with me today. And if you do, I do have a little incentive. I have a dozen roses to send out for you for taking the survey.
You have a dozen roses if you... Yeah, this is the radio thing.
Oh, damn. Okay, right away, busted. So but people know War of the Roses so well because we've done it. You've heard War of the Roses. You know that it's the radio station, right?
Yeah. I know exactly what's going on.
All right, little quiz here. What radio station does War of the Roses?
I don't know.
He has no idea.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what my name is or what her name is?
No, but I've heard clips too when people like post them sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's us.
Yeah, follow us on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
You can see all of them at Dave Ryan Show.
So, Randy, this does happen once in a while where the guy... So, here's the question, Randy. Why in the world would anybody do War of the Roses on you? Who do you think it is? First of all, let's start there.
I know who it is.
Who is it?
Yeah, I know who it is. It's Bridget, and we've been through this, and everything is fine.
Wait, now I'm going to let you talk to Bridget. Bridget, he's on the phone. You're on the phone. I'm going to let you talk right to Bridget. Go ahead. Bridget, say hi so he knows you're there.
Hi. What are you doing? Why?
I don't know. I mean, you know our history, so you know that there's been...
Yep, a long time ago, and we've been through this a lot, and is in the past, and I don't know what else to do. I mean, you know I'm not doing it.
I just wanted some confirmation. I just wanted some peace of mind.
Do you have it? I don't know. I don't.
Well, I would say that, Bridget here is a little bit of peace of mind. I mean, he knew right away it's my girlfriend, Bridget, calling.
However...
What, Jenny?
He also knew it was War of the Roses, so there wasn't an opportunity for him to get caught doing anything else.
Oh, good point.
I just played along and sent her that was dumb of me, actually.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll call you back.
Yeah, we can
and you
try
can
it
just play
again.
along and send the roses to her. She was, with the whole car and the backed in and the cheating with your ex, and she was just, she's kind of always got that, her radar is up. But you say everything's fine.
Yeah. I do have one thing, though. It's like, they say women will never forget, but when it comes to forgiveness, they won't do that either. That's sort of how I feel about this.
All right, I have to think about the deep philosophy of that one, Randy.
Never heard that one,
that is some deep-ass philosophy. But, Randy, I'm glad that everything seems to be okay. Bridget, are you doing okay?
I feel dumb. but I feel better as well. So I don't know, 50-50?
Good news. Somebody just texted me and said, Dave, you can buy a car boot on Amazon. So in other words, if you catch your boyfriend cheating, he's over at his side action's house, you can take over a boot, lock it onto his car so he can't drive away. Then he can't deny that he's, I didn't put the car there. Somebody drove it there and put a boot on it. God.
Oh.
Crazy.
Classic.
I want to know how this person knows that. That's not good.
They probably looked it up to see if you can buy a boot on Amazon. Another one says, all Bridgets are crazy. Now,
that's a generalization.
It is, yeah. I mean, you could say all Baileys are crazy.
What?
Well, you could also say all Daves are crazy.
Well, that's valid.
If you dated a guy named Dave and he was crazy, and then another guy named Dave, you'd be like, all Daves are crazy.
Yeah.
Another one says, once a cheater, always a cheater. Come on now, you should have known better. So that is War of the Roses on KDWB. Let's play the Roses medley. It's a little bit twisty-turny, a little bit, but I promise you this has never even come close to happening on War of the Roses before.
I noticed one day the picture of me was flipped over again. I could see handprints on the wall.
What did he do? What did you find that makes you want to figure out whether he's cheating?
All right. Honey came in and she got me red-handed, creepy with the girl next door. Picture this when we were both caught making love on the bathroom floor.
Came across a pair of black underwear of his covered in white cat hair, and we do not own a cat.
I walk in the bedroom and she's on all fours, butt naked. She's filming it.
Someone comes and starts banging on the front door, like pounding. He goes and he opens the door, and it's his ex-girlfriend.
You better watch your back before she turn into a killer. Just review the situation that you call the pinner.
I noticed on top of her boob there was a bruise there. It was perfectly round, kind of like a hickey.
The note just said, Bradley, since you're whining and dining my wife anyway, I thought I'd send you some more wine, you piece of shit.
You were being a little bit cagey about who that guy was.
I don't know who the guy is.
I've told you I'd like to hook up with other people.
Wait, no, you said that you used to.
I heard you. I know what you sound like.
I think that's kind of inappropriate to say on the radio.
It'd be worse if he made the sound.
Honey came in and she got me red-handed, creepy with the girl next door. Picture this when we were both caught making love on the bathroom floor.
I was in the bathroom and I was trying to find eye drops, and I found bleach instead.
I see that there's makeup remover in there. I was wondering, like, where does this come from? I mean, it's not his. I know my own, and it's definitely not the brand that I buy.
I just would like some answers as to why you're sending cards like I licked it so it's mine to someone.
I think you misunderstood. You're missing part of the story.
I'm sorry. Is Joyce a lollipop? Because I don't think I misunderstood.
But you got me on the counter. Wasn't me. Saw me kissing on the sofa. It wasn't me. I even had her in the shower. It wasn't me. She even caught me on camera. It wasn't me.
She got this package. It was an extender. She had me use it that night, and I despised it. Has she been seeing someone who's extended already?
Since some people say it makes a huge, no pun intended, difference.
Honey came in and she got me red-handed, creepy with the girl next door. Picture this when we were both caught making love on the bathroom floor.
So they're betraying you by catching you in a lie.
I mean, they're lying to me, and whatever. I mean, you guys aren't the moral police either.
Well,
I'm not.
There's been a hair that had been partially caught behind his eye. The doctor told us that it was a pubic hair.
Oh.
There's no way you should be drinking another one's breast milk or have a video of it.
Brian, I mean, it's none of my business, but I mean, we're all here. Did you drink the coffee?
Yeah, I mean, that's like the punchline.
That's the punchline.
Honey came in and she got me red-handed, creepy with the girl next door. Picture this when we were both caught making love on the bathroom floor. How could I forget that I had given her an extra fee?
What the is going on here, man? Seriously, stay away from her girlfriend.
Oh my God! Why would she lie to Zach and then hook up with you?
She gets some emotional stuff from him. She gets some physical stuff from me. I don't know. It's a good deal.
You said your brother ate the Taco Bell with you, and you just don't like him.
Because when I was in Korea 6 months ago, she was my brother.
Oh.
No, that's not important to the story.
That is the War of the Roses.
She did what with his
mashup.
brother? Oh my God.
Hey, we're about 10, 12 minutes away from the next Sabrina Carpenter keyword, so hang on for that one. You get a chance to win.
Okay, I got to cut you off because we've gotten some emails into the morning show that I really want to read. And Dave doesn't always see all the emails, so he hasn't seen these ones quite yet. But here, this one comes from Nicole. It says, you guys, I don't care what anybody says. My favorite bit is Bernie calling his dad Dave and just chewing him out. Never let it stop. So Bernie calling into the show. I love when Bernie calls his dad. Hold on, there's another one.
Let me explain who Bernie is. Let me explain who Bernie is. This is important. Bernie is my dog. He is a Labra mix of something, poodle, doodle, something. And he's got a long face, and he's very handsome, but he's got a funny face, and he is my boy. And he was a little bit mad at me because I was out of town in Colorado. But when I got home, he is so happy.
Yeah.
He hasn't pooped in 24 hours. We're a little bit worried about him.
Concern.
Yeah, that is a little bit of concern, but I think he's doing okay. He's so happy. He's just a good boy. So anyway, the bit is Bailey gets on the phone and pretends.
Bernie calls into the show.
Let me explain.
Bernie calls in.
Somehow this dumb amateur small market radio bit gets on the show where the dog calls in, and it's not even a good dog voice. It's Bailey pretending to be the dog, and I don't think
I love it when he calls in. I love listening to him.
Me too. I have another email here.
Yeah,
this one comes from Teresa. It says, howdy. I was listening to the show this morning, and I have to say that Bernie calling in was the absolute best. In fairness to Dave, it's cool if you never do it again, but thanks for making my morning with that.
Oh.
It made her morning. Why would we not do something that makes someone's morning?
Isn't that our job?
Because it's a dumb
Honestly,
radio
we got to start
bit.
paying Bernie because he calls in quite a bit. I actually, is he calling now?
Don't
He must be listening. He knew we were talking about him.
Don't even start. All right. Hello. What's up?
Oh, hey, Dad. I just had the pleasure and conversation with Jenny during your last commercial break, and guess what she told me? The people like me. They really like me.
Bailey, I can see you ducking down behind the counter to make this phone call. This is a stupid bit.
You know what? You know what Jenny said? She said, apparently the people are saying I'm their doggone favorite part of the show.
You sound like you got your mouth full. Are you eating right now, Bernie?
Yeah. Roger's litter box had some new items. And
Roger the cat.
Ew, Bernie.
It was brand new. Okay,
that was funny.
I haven't eaten gas station food before. Okay, it's the same kind of quality.
Okay.
So good stuff. Hey, Dad.
What?
I have a question.
Yeah.
How come you didn't get any paternity leave to spend time with me?
That's a good question.
I mean, because you're not really you're my dog and not my son or daughter.
I'm your son. You're my dad. I'm your son. Ever since you left this morning, I've just been sitting by the door waiting for you. Is the Rich the guy that I got a rough house to get some quality time with my dad? I will bite his knees for you, Dad.
Were you part of the planning for this lame bit, Jenny?
Well, to answer Bernie's question, yes, Rich would be the one whose knees you need to bite so that you can get quality time.
Bernie is a girl's voice. It's a boy dog with a girl's voice. It's a dumb bit.
I think you're thinking about voices a little bit too much, Dad.
Okay.
Because your voice isn't anything to write home about.
Dang, Bernie.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah, what?
Dad, when I was sitting in the window waiting for you, guess what? I spotted a gorgeous good girl out on a walk.
Good girl.
Now, she was really easy to spot, a beautiful Dalmatian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can already picture us having puppies, like 101 of them.
You're so stupid.
Oh, cute.
You're so stupid.
Well, but
how many more jokes are you about done? You about done?
I've got some business to do, so I better run. I haven't pooped in 24 hours.
No, boy.
Not good.
Gotta shake loose a poop in the bushes.
Okay.
You understand the joy in that.
I sure do. Yeah. Thank you.
Dad, guess what?
What?
I Labrador you. Can I get DoorDash?
No. Goodbye. God. Well, you, as the producer of the show, Jackson would have never allowed that bit to appear on the show.
Nicole wrote into the show and she said, I don't care what anybody says. My favorite bit is Bernie calling in to talk to his dad, Dave.
Nobody likes that bit except
People
you two.
love
That's
the
so
bit.
Cute.
People love when Bernie calls in.
I just love talking to dogs in general.
He sounds so cute also.
He does sound cute.
Very
Vaughn,
intelligent.
help me out. Bail me out. Stir the pot. Vaughn, do something. I don't even know what to say to these two anymore. Let's stir the pot. What's going on?
I need the PR to, let me rephrase. I love the PR behind summer, but it's the worst season ever.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
That's why. Because people think about ice cream trucks or, going out of town on a vacation. All that stuff is cool, but nobody really likes summer after high school or college. Because they all blend the same days now.
What?
Yes. Summer meant something when you were in school. When you were in high school, college, you had break and you got to go on all these trips. Now, as an adult, you don't get to do any of that fun stuff. You can do that any time of year.
Not true. That is not true at all.
Why?
I went on a bike ride the other day with my bike from Eric, the electric bike from Eric's. I went on a hike the other day. I go on a walk. We're doing ukulele club.
You can do half those things in spring or in fall.
Okay, sure, but summer's ideal because it's beautiful and it's warm.
We were told to think that as kids.
No, there's so many more opportunities to do things in the summer.
Maybe
So many
you
more.
need to be more exciting of a person because summertime is the time for many novel experiences that you can only experience in the summertime.
Like go to the beach without a top on.
Like go to the beach without a top
I
on.
do that in the winter, Jenny.
That's weird.
Next. Nope. The ice cream truck when you were a kid, or just having, no school, or playing kickball in a field.
He's right. When you're in 5th grade and it's between 5th and 6th grade, it's magical. When you're a kid and summers are off because it's magical. You sleep late, you get up, mom and dad are at work, you got the house to yourself for a while, you have a bowl of Captain Crunch, then you go out on the lawn and play with your friends. You ride your bikes around the neighborhood. It's beautiful. It's warm. And then that is the allure of summer because you're off of school.
Yeah.
But in the summer, when you're an adult, it's still like now you can do not just indoor activities, but indoor and outdoor activities.
Again, you could do that stuff in the fall or in
State
the
fair,
spring.
bitch. There it is, state fair.
But they could do the state fair anytime. Yes,
But
it
they
is in
don't.
the summer, but it could be any other time of year. Because there are also they have like a winter version of like fairs and markets and stuff too. Would you want to go? Maybe not, but summer's only good because PR makes us think that.
So what I'm getting is that Vaughn is just looking to be unemployed during the summertime, and I feel like we could still make that happen. It's only like
one quick little call.
Excuse me.
Because I get what you mean, like you can do whatever you want because you're off school. And thankfully unemployed during the pandemic during summer months. And that was so nice because I don't know what I would have done had I been unemployed during winter months. Because you do get to sleep in, you wake up. I went on like 2 walks a day. I laid out in the sun. I read a lot of books. So that's kind of it. And so that was nice, but I disagree that summer's only fun when you're a kid.
Nobody likes it being hot. It is so unbearably hot.
It does get hot, but you can't complain about winter and summer. You can complain about the cold, but you can't complain about the hot both.
I'd rather be
one or the
hot
other.
any
rather
given
be
day.
hot, sweaty, sticking to my clothes.
Yeah.
That's so much better than being like,
I'm freezing.
Best season is fall. Summer just has good PR behind it.
I mean, I don't know if I disagree with you fully because fall is such a vibe, but fall lasts maybe a week in Minnesota. It's
true.
either super, super hot or then it's snowing. There's literally like no season, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, there is today we got rain. So today you don't even get summer. It's going to be rain. We got rain all day yesterday. Rain and then cloudy tomorrow. 4th of July is it's a week from tomorrow, but it's already looking a little bit sketch. So cross your fingers. Maybe it'll change. Thank you, Vaughn. We've done a lot of stuff on the show, and sometimes I wonder if people are still listening. I was telling a story about a woman who 20, maybe 25 years ago, her name was Milo, and she was on the show, and we were doing a bit called Drop a Bowling Ball into Your Toilet. And I think you were going to win like NSYNC tickets or something like that. And so I often wonder whether Milo is still listening. Let me play the audio of the day that Milo, live on the radio, we don't know who she was. She was a listener, and she dropped a bowling ball in her toilet to win tickets. Here we go.
Okay.
Try to push the button. Here we go.
Okay, Milo, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Milo, you sound like an intelligent adult woman. How many pound bowling ball you got there, Milo?
14.
14, and the toilet belongs to?
Me.
It's your own toilet. Okay.
Drop it. And it's a brand new toilet even.
Brand new toilet. Okay. Be careful. Don't break your toilet like Nick did.
Don't hit the sides. Hit it right in the middle. I don't think it'll break it then.
Okay. We're going to count to 3, then drop the bowling ball into the toilet. Win wild tickets from KDWB. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh.
It sounds like it's no longer a new toilet. Ouch.
Now, here's a little backstory. When that toilet broke, what you don't know is it fell in 2 big sharp pieces. She was barefoot, and one of the sharp, big, heavy shards cut across the top of her bare foot. She needed 16 stitches.
Wow.
She sent me a picture later. I'm amazed she didn't sue us because I would have. I would have called Heimer and Lammer's injury law right away. But I wonder sometimes if Milo is still listening to the show. And I wonder about some of the people that we have on the show, whether they're still listening. For example, DJ Boogie.
Yeah.
He calls us once in a while from Chicago.
Well, he is originally from Chicago. Then he lived in the Twin Cities. Now he's down in Texas, I believe.
Oh, is he?
He's all over the
This
place.
is DJ Boogie, a.k.a. Shot.
Okay.
I love DJ Boogie.
a.k.a. Shot.
And he calls once in a while. And I wonder if DJ Boogie is still listening to the show.
Mm-hmm.
If you are, Milo or DJ Boogie, call 651-989-KDWB and let us know that you're listening to the show.
I want to know if the woman who gave us all of those adult novelty toys, Melissa, if she still listens to the show. I mean, it's not that was that long ago, but she was a sage person on that one day. She was like, by the way, I've got all of these adult novelty toys. You want them? So I want to know if Melissa is still listening to the show.
She reviews them, so people will send them. She doesn't experiment with them, but she reviews them and then writes reviews on Amazon or whatever.
Mhm.
And so she's like, when I'm done, I just throw them in the closet. We're like, well, bring them to us.
Yeah, we'll take
So
them.
we got them in the other room. We got a whole bunch of them. Vaughn's going to
Still.
hold one up to the live stream. If you want to see a random one, you never know what Vaughn's going to hold up to the live stream. Oh, that one's for the boys.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yes.
Dave Ryan TV on the live stream.
Looks like a can of beans.
There's a bunch of them over here. Let me see. Hold on.
Who else?
If you're watching the live stream, then check that out. There was Fallon and I, about 7 or 8 years ago, somebody who listens to the show, 2 women, probably 25 to 32 years old, something like that. They say, hey, we'd love to meet you guys. Can we come down and bring you guys a coffee and say hi? And Fallon and I were like, well, absolutely, sure. They came down. We forgot that they were coming to visit.
Oh.
They waited in the lobby for an hour.
Oh, no.
And Fallon and I looked at each other and said, oh, my God, those 2 people that listened, they're in the lobby. Oh, my God. And we walked out. Oh, I'm so sorry. We forgot. Can you ever forgive us? And they were done with me and Fallon.
Yikes.
The
Did
coffee.
they not have your contact information to be like, hey, we're here?
I truly don't remember. And I said, I'm so sorry the coffee was cold. I said, if you want to come back and, say hi, but show you the studio. No, that's okay. Well, do you want to reschedule again for another time? No, that's okay. And Fallon and I felt so bad.
I would feel so awful, but then also like, oh gosh, they're gonna go and tell all their friends to never listen to us again.
And
Something like that. Yeah.
So I wonder, so we got Milo with the foot and the bowling ball. We got DJ Boogie from Chi-Town.
Again, this is DJ Boogie, a.k.a. Shot.
And then we have the woman with the 2 women with the coffee.
Yeah.
And then yours was...
And mine's the lady who gave us all the adult novelty toys, Melissa.
She's texting right now. Is she on the phone right now, Vaughn?
No, there's another woman who said you played something her and her sister did like 25 years ago.
What?
You played it for like a week straight on
Oh,
the
my
show.
God. Okay. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, we're on the radio. What did we do that you remember?
So this was like 25 years ago because I'm 35, and so I'm guessing it's like we were like 10, 11, or 12. I think my sister was probably like more like older teens. But we just got really bored one day, and we live in Isanti, and we started calling KDWB, harassing you nonstop, like saying random stuff. You kept getting annoyed because you actually had said, wow, sounds like someone's been hitting the bottle early. And we found it hilarious. And then my sister started singing. She would call in and she started singing the VeggieTale song, that "Oh, Where Is My Hairbrush" song. And you clipped that and played it like 2 weeks. You played it like randomly. And it was just like my sister singing a VeggieTale song. And we harassed you all day long. We thought it was the best thing ever.
I kind of remember that. That's funny.
You're hitting the bottle and they're 12 years old.
Yeah. I sort of remember that. It's amazing you're still listening all these years later.
Every day.
Every day. Thank you.
Yeah, just wanted to share.
Yeah, that's a great story. Have a great day. No word from Milo, DJ Boogie. Melissa said she texted in, but I'm not sure that that's her.
She said, I've listened for 30 plus years. I listen every day. This is Melissa. Thank you, Melissa, for listening all the time.
I think Fawn's trying to call her right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Who is Tony from Northeast Minneapolis?
You met
Tony
him.
from Northeast, yeah.
You met him at Dave & Buster's.
Oh, okay.
Him and his wife own like a food truck I don't know. They own some kind of like truck thing. Yeah, you would remember them. But Tony from Northeast and you always say his super hot wife.
His hot wife, Vanita.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa's on the phone.
Oh, Melissa's on the phone. Okay, so with Melissa, here you are. When did you give those adult novelties? Like back in January, February?
Yeah, probably 3 months ago.
Okay, because remember we gave some away on Valentine's Day, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. We wanted to do a bit where we gave them away, and we were going to call it Dave Ryan's ice cream truck, like scream truck.
Yeah.
And the boss would not approve it.
I know, which is a bummer because we want to play a little music.
Yeah, we were going to use my creepy camper van.
Yeah, and then put some, magnets on the side with like adult novelties.
Ice cream truck. Are you still doing these reviews, Melissa?
Yeah. Do you need more? I have a whole nother bag.
We got a bag. Well, you know what? We'll take them. Yes.
We got space. We'll take them.
If you're watching YouTube Live, this one's my favorite.
I can't even look at that one. It disturbs me.
This one's my absolute favorite.
Melissa,
that is wow.
He's holding up the one that looks like a big old
female
woman.
trunk.
Yeah.
A female woman from the legs up to the neck. Yeah. God, Vaughn. You know
She's
the
like,
one.
Yes, I remember it well.
What kind of review did you give that one?
Vaughn.
Probably a 5-star, Dave.
5 stars.
It sure looks like it.
Don't.
I'll let you know.
Don't. Whatever you just did, don't do that again.
Like a real woman.
Stop it.
He's whacking
Stop
it on the
He's
side.
smacking it like he's spanking
You
something.
good girl.
That's really realistic looking. How much would that go for? How much I'm asking for a friend. What do those sell for?
I don't even have the YouTube up, but it's probably between 40 and 60. It's one like a little body, right?
Yes, it is a little body.
Bargain.
Ain't nothing little about this.
That's like a deluxe pocket, and I'm not going to say the word.
Thank you.
Oh, it's deluxe.
It's a deluxe pocket.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
I have a lot of those. And I even have some like torsos and butts.
No, I can't. Vaughn just brought it into the main studio. I don't want it.
No, Dave.
I don't like it. Get it out of my face. No.
I don't know what to do with it.
I don't know. It's just a very uncomfortable thing to look at. I don't know.
Melissa, it was fun talking to you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You as well.
Bye. So Milo is not there. DJ Boogie is not there. The two women that came down for the coffee are not there, but we do have Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. All right, we'll be back in a second. The Dave Ryan Show. We did the keyword. Did we do the keyword yet?
Let's do the keyword right now.
The keyword. Let's do it right now. Here we go. Keyword to go to Nashville to see Sabrina in concert is please. So go open your iHeartRadio app and then tap that red microphone on the streaming page. Red microphone, and then you get to say the keyword is please, and you're good to go. We do this every 30 minutes, so make sure you do it as often as you can to try to win that trip to Nashville to see Sabrina Carpenter. Daily Bailey is coming up in a second. What do you got on the Daily Bailey?
We're going to talk snacks you just can't buy anymore because they're too good. So good.
101.3. 101.3.
KDWB. Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is coming back to Las Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena. September 19th and 20th.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there
For a weekend full of superstar performances.
featuring
Tate McRae. Ed Sheeran. Lil Wayne. Jelly Roll.
I'm not okay.
Maroon 5. Mariah Carey. Glorilla. And more. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage. Never seen before collaborations. And once-in-a-lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe.
Music brings us together.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Go to AXS.com to get your tickets today. And we'll see you at our 2025.
If you take me to Walmart, then you're not my dad. If you take me to Walmart, then you're not my dad. H-O-L-L-I-S-T-E-R, yeah. H-O-L-L-I-S-T-E-R. There's a store, Dad, down at the mall, and you can smell it from way down the hall, 'cause they spray stuff on all their clothes down at Hollister. Oh, spend it. Hollister, down at Hollister. All their clothes are super cute. Tees and tanks and camis too. Mom, can I please have a few bucks so I don't look like you? Employees all drink Caribou. Either that or Jamba Juice. Take me, I'll be nice to you. All the gay guys shop there too. American Eagles over with. They're just so 2006. You can go but don't come in, 'cause you're so embarrassing. Me and my friends buy their clothes, then we grab our camera phones, strike an inappropriate pose, and put the pictures on MySpace. Hollister, down at Hollister.
Oh my God, Allison, give me a break. We're on a beer budget, you got champagne taste. I'm taking you to Penny's and then over to Pomida. You ain't wearing clothes that show off your booty. If you want to go to college, then you better well acknowledge that we gotta save some money. So what's wrong with dressing funny? I don't want to make you mad, but Walmart really ain't that bad.
If you take me to Walmart, then you're not my dad. Dad, can you give me $150?
What do you need $150 for?
I'm going to Hollister.
Hollister? They got great stuff down at Kmart. We're getting in the car. We're going to Kmart. Let's go.
Kmart? Just give me your wallet.
Carpet and get all judgy. That's why when you have guests coming into town this summer, or your barbecues or your grad parties or whatever, get your carpet clean. Don't try to do it yourself. I mean, vacuuming, sure, it's great, but you got to do more than vacuum. And don't try to DIY with the rug monster from the grocery store. I've done it. Take it from me. Don't bother. Zero Res will come by. They'll take care of everything for you, and they'll do such a great job. They've got a 4.9 rating on Google. That's huge. And right now, Zero Res Big Summer Savings, take 20% off of all services. Just set it up. Go to ZeroResMinnesota.com or simply call 952-ZERO-RES. Ask for the KDWB special, and Zero Res will hook you up. So when Aunt Thelma and Uncle Harold come this summer, they'll be like, did you see how nice the carpet is? Zero Res your carpet in time for summer. Spell it backward or forward, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Just like great shoes, great books take you places.
I think any good romance, it gives me this feeling of like butterflies.
I'm Danielle Robay, and on Bookmarked by Reese's Book Club, the new podcast from Hello Sunshine, I talk to authors, celebs, and book talk stars about the stories that shape us. This week, I sit down with Yulin Kwong, who's adapting Emily Henry's best-selling romances for the screen. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Bookmarked by Reese's Book Club, and listen now.
Bank of America is the nation's leading business lender, and we're ready to help with your next goal here in the Twin Cities. That's why we have over 3,700 local business specialists across the country. Because with the right team, your business and community prosper. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA Club World Cup 2025. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating.
Keep celebrating when you bundle and save with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Camping is such an adventure. I love how there's a surprise around every corner. Except when I'm surprised with a sudden allergy attack. Luckily, I've got Claritin D to attack back. And I didn't even need a prescription for this.
Get fast, powerful relief from your worst symptoms, like nasal congestion. It's so fast, it starts working in as little as 30 minutes.
Now, I can enjoy sleeping under the stars instead of sneezing under them.
Claritin clears. Use as directed.
Call Oh Boys, your cozy home experts for plumbing, heating, and air.
From the 612 Injured, High Merle and Lammers Injury Law Traffic Center.
Good morning. We have delays on 94 westbound from Snelling to Franklin. On 494, there's an accident westbound in Delaware on the right. It's heavy westbound from Cedar to Penn. 694 delays westbound Silver Lake to East River. Crosstown heavy westbound from 34th Avenue to Cedar. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Minnesota.
Camp Shame is a new 8-part podcast about one of America's oldest fat camps for kids. From its rise and fall,
nothing about that camp was right. It was really actually like a horror movie.
This experience still hurts to this day. It still haunts me to this day.
to the culture that fueled its decades-long success. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Camp Shame, and listen now.
Hear the Dave Ryan Show on the radio, on the iHeartRadio app, and watch on YouTube. Dave Ryan TV from KDWB.
I want to mention that I'm hosting the Pride 5K Rainbow Run coming up on Sunday morning. We're going to get there to the park about 8 o'clock or so, kind of check in. They usually have some coffee, things like that. Mm-hmm. If not, then bring your own damn coffee. Oh. You know? I'm not promising coffee.
Do they have it or do they not?
I don't know.
Well, would you want to run with the coffee?
He's not running.
Oh, well.
I'm hosting.
But you're encouraging people bring coffee so that they can drink a bunch of coffee and then go on a run?
What's wrong with that?
I don't know if that's going to turn out well.
Well, it turns out just fine. They do have Porta-Johns there.
Yeah?
Yeah. They'll only tell you, the line before a run at the Porta-Johns is outrageous.
Yeah, it is.
Because the last thing you want to do is have to go to the bathroom while you're on your run.
Well, rough. That and the nerves. That's what kicked in for me when I did a half marathon. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Pre-race jitters. Pre-race jitters. And it's a smaller 5K. It's not like a giant 5K. It's a big size one. But I always tell people, because I've run tons of 5Ks, you're going to get the pre-race jitters. You're going to be nervous. Make sure you pee before you go because you don't want to have to pee like, a mile into the whole thing. And go to the bathroom. And and if you're a slower runner, start in the back. Mm-hmm. It's fine to walk the Rainbow Run 5K, but if you're going to walk it, start in the back.
You don't just have to stay in the right lane if you're a slow runner.
No.
There's not a passing lane.
You pushing a stroller or you're carrying a baby, you start in the back because there's the elite runners and she's up front and she doesn't want your ass in the way.
Do people run with strollers?
Some people do, yeah. I used to run with a stroller.
Or like baby Bjorns, like the thing that they put over them?
I've never seen that, but it's very possible. Anyway, if you want to sign up, it's not too late. You can support Pride and get outside and get some exercise. Go to tcpride.org. So that's coming up on Sunday.
We're talking about delectable snacks today. I am trying my very hardest to eat better in general, and it's really difficult, you guys, because I want to talk to you about snacks that you can't buy anymore because they're just too good.
Oh, yes.
Something you'll end up eating all of in like one sitting.
Yes.
And for me, case in point number one is like puppy chow or nutty bars. Anything peanut butter and chocolate and crunchy at the same time. One time Jenny made it and it was so good and I ate it in one sitting. It was delicious. And I can't eat it anymore. It's really difficult. Vaughn?
I wouldn't know because when you guys did that, Jenny pranked me and gave me actual dog treats.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Of course not.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think that was a really good bit.
That was a good bit. Poor Vaughn just trying to be polite and like,
yeah, I didn't know how to react. I was like, Jenny, these are not good. Wait, you're pranking me?
Yep.
Oh. Or something like Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Open up a bag of those or any kind of like fun Dorito. Not the regular nacho cheese Dorito. I think those are pretty boring. But any fun Dorito, I open up a bag of that. Ooh, I'm going to polish off that bag. Or chips and salsa. ooh, I'm going to polish off
That's
that
mine.
jar of salsa.
That's mine. That's my weakness. I was going to say don't have one. Then you brought up chips and salsa. Yeah.
Mhm.
You
don't
eat it
have-
until you're ashamed.
You don't have any other than chips and salsa. You don't have any snacks that unfortunately are too good that you
I
can't
do.
have them anymore?
I mean, I do. Summer sausage with cheese.
Okay.
Is, you go to some like dairy or whatever out in Wisconsin, you come back with a giant summer sausage.
Yeah.
And then like little like cubes of cheese, like cheese curds or something. It's dangerous.
So you'd open up the summer sausage. Would you eat that whole sausage in one
I
sitting?
will not allow myself to do that, but I'll
Okay.
eat more than I planned on.
Okay.
One more thick boy slice.
Ooh, one more thick boy
Mhm.
slice. Jenny, do you
Mhm.
have any?
Yes, mine is cereal in general, but mostly Reese's Puffs. If you give me a box of that, I'm going to eat it within probably 24 hours, the entire box.
Wow.
As well as Pop-Tarts. I love Pop-Tarts so much. I
Mhm.
grew up on them. My dad would have every package, every different flavor that your heart
Lucky.
could think of. And so I got addicted to those in high school. And so I don't have those anymore. And specifically right now, I bought some snacks for my trip that I leave for tomorrow. They're sitting in my car. I didn't allow myself to bring them in the house because I knew I would open them. And one of them is Nerds gummy clusters.
So
Those
good.
are
If
so
I
good.
open that right now, and it's like a bigger bag. It's not one of the little like snacky size bags. It's a bigger bag for my flight.
Yeah.
And I keep them. I literally have them in the car so that I don't touch them until I get to MSP and
Yes.
get on my flight.
It's so difficult because when you're buying them or when you're at the grocery store, a gas station or something, you walk by them and then you walk by them again. And then you walk by them again and you're doing the little side eye.
Hey, you, Bailey.
And then Bailey, it's like, Bailey, I am a box of Nutty Bars and I'm the deluxe box. Don't you want to eat me? I'm like, you're like 500 calories.
Worth
So
it.
anyway, I'm really struggling to make celery and peanut butter work for me. And it's really hard, you guys. So
Make
I really
ants
appreciate
on a log.
Ants on a log. I know. It's not,
Then
it's
it
not
becomes
the
It's
same.
not the same. No.
Wait, did Vaughn say his?
No, because Bailey hates me.
I did ask you and you were like, I don't have any. Go ahead.
I
What's
never
yours?
said that. Cheez-Its, like the original Cheez-Its, I could bust down a
Good
whole
one.
box of those.
Yeah, good one.
No question. And then I might be called lame for this. The original Pringles, like the
Oh,
red
those are
ones.
good.
I used to like the sour cream and onion ones when I was a kid, but my palate is refined now.
Man, they're solid.
Your
Your
I don't-
palate
palate
is
is not
refined.
refined.
Oh, I'll also one more.
Yeah.
The little peanut butter pretzel nuggets that I brought in here like a week ago, and every one of you was like, "Oh, gimme. Those
Yeah,
are
'cause
so
I
good.
love to shake them and hear the peanut butter shaking around in them.
I don't
Those are-
under-
that can't even be real peanut butter. When you can
No,
actually hear
no.
the peanut butter
Shaking?
rattling
No way.
inside the pretzel nugget,
I
there's
don't-
something weird about
I
that.
don't know why God made all the worst food taste the best.
Well, isn't that funny how God made kale taste like garbage, spinach and Brussels sprouts, or, it depends on whether you like them. But
Mhm.
the best foods, why do we like the best tasting foods are the worst for us?
I know. It's not fair, Dave. It's
Combos.
not fair.
You can eat, why are combos so bad for
Corn
you?
nuts, those are so good.
But there's so much salt and fat in
And
them.
just, Nerds clusters, anything gummy with coated in sugar. Oh, yeah.
Did you guys see what I sent you yesterday? Some guy's going to prison because he killed his uncle because he ate his honey bun.
No.
It's just so
Sounds
stupid.
like
but
something Vaughn would do.
yeah, for a while I was on a big old honey bun kick, and then my doctor was like, "You can't eat those; they're not good for your cholesterol." So I had to step back. But like
you-
zebra cakes
if
and
you're
honey buns
d-
were my ish.
You need to check yourself if your doctor's telling you at 23 not to eat things that are bad for your cholesterol.
I used to eat a lot of sweets.
Oh, man.
I thought they were like breakfast.
We did get a couple of texts that said brownie bites, cinnamon toast crunch, red licorice, or Albanese gummy bears until my stomach hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, potato chips and top the tater. Oh, top
Oh,
the tater.
yes.
Honestly, what's wrong with us? Because we will eat things until our stomach hurts and then still keep going sometimes. At least
Yeah.
I will. Like pasta is a great example.
Yeah.
That you get full on pasta so quickly. You should stop eating before you feel full because pasta will make you feel full 30 minutes or like 15 minutes later, but you just keep going.
You keep doing it.
Plateau.
I heard somewhere a long time ago, it was like, stop eating before you are full and long before you are stuffed. And I kind of try to remember that, but there's nothing quite like you're getting full and it's like one more slice of deep dish pizza.
Oh, gosh.
Then it just puts you over the top and you're like unbuttoning your pants and going, oh,
Oh,
that was so good.
that's so delicious.
Oh, my God. Thank you, Bailey. We'll be back in a second. Another keyword for Sabrina Carpenter, the trip to Nashville coming up. It's wedding season. What do you think the average wedding costs in 2025? Just think about it. Come up with a number, and we'll see whether you are higher or lower. What the average wedding, an average, not an over-the-top fancy and not like a cheap one in the mom and dad's backyard like I did. What does an average wedding cost? We'll have the number for you next on KDWB.
For more information about contests on this station, go to kdwb.com/rules.
From the Custom One MN.com Weather Center.
Pack your umbrella if you're going to have to head outside today because we'll see scattered showers once again today, a high of 64. And then tomorrow it's finally going to clear up a bit, cloudy, a high of 73.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're all about keeping you on the road to summer fun, to rides, to the beach, even to faraway places. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Summer drives start here.
Summer is officially here, swimsuit season. Honestly, I kind of dreaded it a little bit before because I had this unwanted fat on my stomach. On my side, the dreaded muffin top. I was hyper fixated. So that is why I called Ideal Image and I did cool sculpting. 5 stars, highly recommend. Like that unwanted fat, it's gone. And it was so easy. I was just like watching a show on my phone while I was in the office. And you can get rid of that unwanted fat too by calling 1-800-BE-IDEAL or go to idealimage.com. Check out their June offers and book online today.
It's no secret that I used to live that party girl lifestyle, love to go out, have some drinks, and then what would happen the next day? I felt awful. Well, luckily, now there's an alternative to the fun that is also functional. It's Jenny, and I'm talking about Mary and Jane. Mary and Jane's microdose melts are a go-to for feeling good without the hangover, the bloat, or the regret. Whether you want something with energy, try their Sunnies, or maybe you want to fall asleep a little bit easier, try the Dreamies. Say goodbye to those hangovers and find your perfect dose at shopmaryandjane.com. Use code Jenny for 20% off. That's Mary and Jane, because wellness should feel this good.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. With $2,500 in annual value, the new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business is the card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member of FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot, so it's time to get your grilling on. Pick up the Traeger Pro Series 22 pellet grill and smoker, now on special buy for $389, was $549. Smoke a rack of ribs or bake an apple pie. This grill is versatile enough to do it all. This summer, no matter how you like your steaks, your barbecues are guaranteed to be well done. Celebrate 4th of July with fast free delivery on select grills right now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability.
We tell you all the time about how incredible Sono Bello is and how they've been changing people's lives. And I just got this note from Jessica to prove it. The Sono Bello staff is absolutely amazing. Every time I went for my appointments, I felt like I was seeing family. My journey is still going strong because I took a chance on Sono Bello. Thank you to all of those who helped achieve my better me. Stories like this are what make the Sono Bello experience the absolute best. Everyone in town knows that they're the experts in advanced micro laser fat removal, but you can't beat the care and expertise from the entire team at Sono Bello. In just one visit, you can get rid of that stubborn fat just in time for warm weather. That means feeling amazing all summer long. Advanced micro laser fat removal is the permanent solution, and Sono Bello doctors are the experts. Right now, they're running a spring saving event. So schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/radio. That's sonobello.com/radio.
If you're frustrated trying to sell a house, it's not your fault. As you might suspect, the traditional real estate system was designed for commissions, not convenience. My Guaranteed Cash Offer program is centered on your needs, not theirs. It's fast, easy, eliminates commissions, and helps you move out and move on with your life. Afraid of getting pennies on the dollar? You should be. And if you gamble on the open market, you might lower the price and still never find a buyer. Get your Guaranteed Cash Offer today and get a fresh start tomorrow at chrislindahl.com.
Terms and conditions apply.
Today doesn't have to suck. Break through your day-to-day boredom by downloading Call of Duty Mobile for free and enjoy fun gameplay featuring fan-favorite Call of Duty maps, modes, and operators, plus tons of new mobile content anywhere, anytime. Available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download for free now. Rated M.
This summer, Minnesota Lottery presents A Ticket from the Past with a chance to win up to $88,000 in the future. The Back to the Future scratch game is available now at a retailer near you. Catch it before time runs out. Rated F for fun. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play. Back to the Future is copyrighted by Universal City Studios, LLC and Amblin Entertainment, Inc.
Save big on everything at Menards.
Menards is the destination for everything electrical. Whether you're trying to create the perfect ambiance with a stylish new dimmer or seeking the right USB outlet to charge your mobile devices, Menards has a wide selection of outlets and switches to fit your everyday needs. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards. Ooh, ooh, give me that good new view.
Schedule your free LASIK consultation today at tcecmn.com or call 612-999-2020. Twin Cities Eye Consultants. See clearly, live boldly.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Arthur's Jewelers is where style meets exclusivity. Discover stunning designs from America's top brands.
From the 612 injured High Merle and Lammers Injury Law Traffic Center.
We have delays on Highway 36 westbound from Dale to Snelling, Highway 280 heavy southbound Energy Park to 94, Lafayette Freeway slow northbound from 70th to Upper 55th, and northbound from Plato to 94. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market.
Save on premium protein at Whole Foods Market. Get 20% off no antibiotics ever New York strip steaks with Prime through July 1st. Get a supreme main worthy of sizzling on your grill. Shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Now live on streaming video, KDWB's Dave Ryan Show is now on YouTube every morning starting at 7 a.m. Just search Dave Ryan TV.
Please, 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 don't prove I'm right.
Oh, that means we're about to do a keyword for the trip to Nashville to see Sabrina Carpenter. This is very cool. First of all, it's in Nashville. It's not like in Albuquerque. It's not like it's in Casper, Wyoming.
Ooh.
It's in Nashville, which is like a cool town to like tour around and buy some souvenirs and party a little bit, then go to the Sabrina Carpenter show with your drunken girlfriend.
You could see so much more live music on top of that because there's music everywhere. And truly, everyone is very talented that performs at the Nashville bars. Have you been to Nashville, Dave?
Never.
Okay, I've been to Broadway once, and I was very young, but I appreciated the music back then. It was nobody, but they were very talented.
Oh, yeah, you got to be talented to play in Nashville because the bar is so high. Okay, if you want to see Sabrina Carpenter play in Nashville, open up the iHeartRadio app right now and then tap the, while you're streaming KDWB, there's a red microphone button. Tap that and just say the keyword is busy. And then while you got it open, keep it here because we got Dave's Dirt coming up. We got a bunch of stuff coming up, including $1,000 next hour. So you can win all kinds of stuff here on KDWB. The keyword is busy. That's all you need to say to make it happen. And good luck from KDWB.
101.3 KDWB.
You can't make this stuff up.
How much does the average wedding cost in 2025? Jenny, what do you think?
I'm going to go 24,000.
Okay. Bailey?
I'll say 30,000.
And Vaughn says?
I was right there with Jenny, 25,000.
The average wedding, according to the knot.com, in 2025 is $33,000.
I was close. Yeah,
now, obviously, there's a lot of different things that can affect the cost, like the number of guests. Couples spending less than $15,000 invited about 89 guests on average. Now, the spending goes up the more people you invite. If you invite about 118 guests or so, it's going to be between 15 and 40. And then couples who shelled out about $40,000 invited 142 guests on average.
I mean, there are a lot of costs that come with weddings, I guess. But Dave, if you were going to a wedding, what would be like a non-negotiable that you want to see at this wedding as a guest?
One of them fountains with chocolate and strawberries.
Really?
Open bar.
Okay,
Yep.
open bar. I thought you were going to say like open bar because I agree. I'd want like open bar and not just open bar for like 20 minutes. It needs to be open all night.
That's where it gets pricey. When Chase got married, Julie bullied me, and I was happy because he's my son. But she's like, "You're paying for the open bar." I'm like, "I am." And you're paying for the reception dinner. I am. So I sprung a lot for Chase's, but I think it was probably $10,000 for his open bar.
Wow.
What are the
But everybody had a great time.
What are the things they say you should that people remember most about the wedding? The music and what else? There's another one. The food.
Oh, I don't know.
The music and the food, right?
I think people forget about the food because nobody has high expectations for food. At least I never do.
Yeah. I mean, if it's good, great. But usually I remember the stuff that's like cringy at a wedding. Like, oh, the father of the bride made a 10-minute speech and we're all just like waiting to get through it. And so that's the funny parts are the parts that are actually kind of cringy. I don't remember usually, the music
I
or
will forever
anything.
remember my best friend from home's dad's speech. It was 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And it also was very awkward. He'd talk about how he would pinch her on the butt and stuff. And she'd be like, oh my God, do it again. And it was strange.
Really
as
weird.
a kid.
Yeah.
And he called it something specific and it was all these cute inside joke things that had to be explained because obviously we weren't part of the inside joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll never forget that.
Oh.
I think that I did maybe 5 minutes on Allison's, but it was, I rehearsed it and worked in some jokes.
We timed you.
Did you time me?
Yes, me, Steve, and Fallon sat at the
Of course
table
you did.
and we timed you because you're like, it's only going to be a few minutes. It was longer than you said it was
Okay.
going to be, but I don't think it was much longer than it was probably 9 or 10 minutes.
Oh, was it that long? Seriously, I didn't think it would go that long. But the key word is the key is practice. Do not, if you're doing a maid of honor or best man speech, practice it. You're like, now I'll have a couple of shots and I'll speak from the heart. Those are the words. And you do not have to acknowledge everybody that has ever met the bride or the groom. You do not have to acknowledge everybody. I know you feel like you should, but don't.
I've only done one speech as the maid of honor. And I said a little bit about my friend Sarah, who was getting married. I said a little bit about my friend Jordan, who was getting married. I said a little bit about them together. And then I played a song on my ukulele. And that's it.
You played a song? Oh, that's right. You did play a song on the ukulele. Yeah.
I did. So it was cute, but it was only 4 minutes tops.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think mine was about 4 minutes for my maid of honor speech at my sister's wedding. But the best man, which is my brother-in-law's brother, literally didn't prepare anything. He was young, to give him some credit. He was probably 20 years old at the time, but he had nothing prepared. And I was like, you're going first because I know I'm going to have a better speech. And he literally talked for probably 30 seconds.
I did the same thing. I said, no, you go first because I know mine's going to be better. Whoops. Well, anyway, that's what I remember at weddings, not
Also,
if it's fancy.
Is it a tradition, Dave, to have the father of the bride speak at every wedding? I think it is,
so.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, that did not happen at my sister's wedding. My dad was like,
he didn't want to?
No, I just don't think that we thought about it.
Oh,
and
okay.
I didn't know it was a tradition until I started going to more weddings.
Sure,
and he
sometimes you don't
definitely didn't
know.
know. And man, let me tell you, thank goodness we didn't think it was a tradition because that would have been a speech that everyone eventually moseyed out of and went to the bar.
And one more thing, I just want to
No, it's not because he's a drunk. It's just because he likes to talk about nonsense for long periods of time.
Well, chances are when you go to a wedding, the odds are about 50-50 that there will be an overly long, unrehearsed, boring speech.
Best part.
It's just part of the deal.
And hopefully an open bar.
And an open bar.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. It is KDWB tomorrow, or basically only prosecution closing arguments today in the Diddy trial. We'll give you the latest. The Diddy trial is really interesting in so many ways because he seems like he is guilty as sin, but his lawyers have a strategy that's basically saying, well, I'll tell you about his strategy coming up on Dave's Dirt in a second. Also, celebrities doing a show and their teeth fall out during the show. And they're not it wasn't like Willie Nelson or John Bon Jovi. It's like a young star. And we'll cover that on Dave's Dirt next on 101.3 KDWB.
From Hollywood right to your radio, it's Dave's Dirt on KDWB.
Well, let's see what's going on. So Alicia Hannah Kim is slamming a co-star in the show Cobra Kai, Martin Kove, for biting her. So basically, it's a clip of the body cam footage showing her confronting him for biting her at a fan event. What?
I'm ashamed of your dignity as an 80-year-old man to scream at a lady that you just bit. You say that we're friends and that we play. Sir, we work together. We shake hands. We do photo ops. We get along. When have I ever bit you?
I don't know the story behind that one, but he bit a co-star in the show?
Yeah, I think it's a weird story because it's like, why would you bite her? But I think it was supposed to be some kind of like inside joke that I heard of, and that they were like, oh, we're just playing. We're just joshing.
No.
And she's like, ow, actually, you hurt me. What the heck? It's weird.
That is a weird story. Speaking of weird, I watched, Bailey told me the other day about a show on Netflix called Poop Cruise. It's called Trainwreck. That's the umbrella name, and the subtitle is Poop Cruise. And so we were talking to Secretary Bree yesterday, and she said, oh, watch the Rob Ford one, who was the crack-smoking mayor of Toronto, Montreal, I think Toronto. And he was the mayor, and he got elected kind of like, you know, he was like a people's favorite. People loved him because he was cutting taxes and blah, blah, blah. And then it turned out he's a big party boy. He kind of looked like, who was the guy that was the guy that died from the cocaine, the movie star? Van Down by the River.
Oh, Chris Farley.
He kind of looked like Chris Farley. And so he was like just a big party boy. And then they caught him on hidden cameras smoking crack cocaine out of a glass pipe with a bunch of gun runners.
Oh.
And so the whole thing just evolved into a mess. So it was a train wreck. It's called, that one's called Rob Ford. So highly suggested.
You're going to just watch all those train wrecks now, you think?
Well, the other one is Astro World with the Travis Scott thing.
Yeah.
And then there's, I think, Woodstock 99.
Yeah.
Which was another train wreck.
Interesting.
Love that stuff.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. Unfortunately, not happening well for either Katy Perry or Orlando Bloom is that their engagement is now over. Unfortunately, so they have like a 9-year engagement, which I didn't even realize that they weren't married. They have a 4-year-old daughter, but there's been a lot of, hearsay over them splitting over the last week. But apparently it is confirmed now because Orlando Bloom wants to go to the wedding of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez as a single man so he can hit the dance floor hard. And a source said that 90% of the people at the wedding are kind of boring. 10% are really fun, including Orlando.
Okay.
I can kind of see that, actually.
I love that. Scarlett Johansson's been doing a bunch of press tour for the Jurassic World Rebirth, and she was just on Jimmy Fallon the other night, and he asked her which ones of her co-stars would survive a dinosaur attack. So he gave her 2 co-stars and said which one of the 2. So first, it was Chris Hemsworth versus Chris Evans. She said Chris Hemsworth because he's Australian, and they have a lot of scary, venomous snakes there.
True.
And then it was Bill Murray versus Adam Driver. I think this is a given considering Bill Murray's age. But she said Adam because he was a Marine. And then Florence Pugh versus Brie Larson. This is probably my favorite one. She says Brie because I've watched her push a tire up a hill as part of her training. I've watched Florence make a great bruschetta, though. And the last one was Michael Che versus her husband, Colin Jost. And she said Colin because he's from Staten Island and he's a tough guy.
That's funny. Something else you can add to your watch list. They're making a Social Network 2. If you remember, the first one was about Mark Zuckerberg, how he became one of the youngest billionaires after he made Facebook. Well, obviously, since so much has happened since Facebook came out in 2010, Aaron Sorkin said that this sequel will focus on consequences of Facebook becoming the largest social media platform. But there's no word on if Jesse Eisenberg's going to play Mark Zuckerberg in this one either.
Okay, I got another movie I want to talk about, and it opens up not this. Actually, it does. It opens up
tomorrow.
No, I think it starts today, and this is so cool. It is one of my must-see blockbuster hits of the summer. F1.
Oh, yes.
With Brad Pitt. It looks so good. It was the same guy who did Top Gun Maverick. That's the director. And it's just full of just amazing scenes. And Brad Pitt is like this seasoned NASCAR, Formula One.
Yeah.
Which is a total different thing. Driver. And he's like a seasoned driver. And he's kind of like, he's got his, the young rookie. And that guy is Damson Idris, and so
he's good looking.
He is good looking.
Yeah.
Well, Brad Pitt is also Brad Pitt.
Well, yeah, Brad Pitt is also good looking, and the soundtrack is really great as well.
It's supposed to be. So it is in theaters and IMAX starting tomorrow, June 27th. So I want to see it in IMAX because that is one of the movies that I want to see. Several movies this summer. That is on my list. So I'm not even an F1 Formula car driver fan. But it just looks very cool.
I can imagine it's like ASMR, hearing the cars going.
So they had to build like special cameras and for the film to get them inside the car. And I guess that these two actors did a lot of their own driving at speeds of up to 180 miles an hour.
That's terrifying.
That's fast. So anyway, that opens up. It's called F1, and it opens up in theaters tomorrow. Try to see it in IMAX to get the full effect.
Yeah, I like that a lot. There is a fruit out there that they have discovered will help you sleep at night. And I'm going to go out and buy me 20 million of these. And the fruit is avocados, which I don't think of avocado as a fruit, but apparently they did a study where they researched someone eating a fruit or eating an avocado every day for 6 months. And they were surprised to find that their sleep improved, including also it lowers people's cholesterol. Start eating some avocados. Which was what they were expecting, but they weren't expecting that it would help them sleep better. So, and avocados are one of those things that are like, they're called the healthy fats.
Yeah.
So like it's full of fat, but it's actually a healthy version.
Yeah,
of
I've
fat,
heard that. Yeah.
And they're so delicious. When I hear avocado, I will always think of Steve Letarte that lived on the show, that worked on this show, because he would come in after the show every morning and have an avocado and spoon feed himself through the glass window that looks into Vaughn's studio now. So I could watch him eat it every morning.
Just to annoy you.
Yes, just to annoy me. Luckily I wouldn't hear the noises, but he loved himself some avocados.
Here, imagine eating an avocado every single day.
No.
Wouldn't be me.
I don't eat green things.
Well, Demi Lovato might be using some avocado because she's releasing her very first ever cookbook. Because apparently she needs one. I don't know. It's called One Plate at a Time, and she's releasing that next March. Okay, so we have some time to think about it.
I'll starve until then.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think it's funny that regardless of like whatever celebrity you get, it's going to end up sometime coming out with a cookbook or a perfume line or a makeup line or a clothing line.
Or a podcast.
Or
because
a podcast.
Steve from Blue's Clues is putting out a podcast. It's for adults, and I'm assuming like the adults that grew up with Blue's Clues. It's called Alive. We have a clip.
It's basically a societal requirement at this point that everyone has a podcast. So why don't we have one? You and I. It could basically be what we've always done. You and I have always been about this deep and curious investigation of our world in search of these little bits of information that lead to greater understanding. Sounds like a podcast to me. I mean, it used to be about shapes and colors and letters and numbers and vegetables and stuff, but now it could really be about everything.
Okay.
Don't we have a podcast, Dave?
We do have a podcast. Thanks for bringing it up. It's called The Minnesota Goodbye.
Oh.
And it is a different podcast than the show. It's basically there's no music. It's just usually Bailey, Jenny, and me talking about whatever we want to talk about that we can't talk about on the show. We will talk about the DM that Jenny got. Jenny got a very unusual, just Jenny is now newly single, and she's kind of on the market testing the waters a little bit. And a guy DM'd her and offered to pay her $1,000 if she would do something. And we'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
So-
you can also listen to the show. Also, if you missed like part of the show, the Dave Ryan Show in the morning, you can listen to that because we turned that into podcast too. And that's all on the iHeartRadio app, I believe, Dave.
Yeah, the iHeartRadio app, and that is what you'll need that for your podcast, your music, your radio stations. Set us as a preset, and you'll also need it for the Talkback feature to win the Sabrina Carpenter tickets, which is about 10 minutes away.
Heck yeah.
All right, I think that's going to do it for The Dirt, brought to you by 612 Injured, Heimer and Lammer's Injury Law. And we'll be right back. If you missed War of the Roses, it's a great one. She found out, like, they were dating before, and he cheated on her before. So she went to his side actions house and did something very funny and very clever and creative to his car. Now, she didn't damage his car in any way, but she did something really funny. Now she thinks they're back together again, and she's worried that he's still cheating. So we're going to put him to the test and offer to send roses to whoever he wants and see what he says. But you got to hear what she did to his car. It's genius, and you might want to try it yourself. and it's coming up next on KDWB.
Excel Energy's home energy squad experts love helping you save energy. It makes their day to weather strip a door, setting up a new smart thermostat